everybody, it's great to have you with us. Bob Lorenz with the Yes Network as we get set to announce a unique partnership between the New York Yankees and A1 Paddle, or Padel if you prefer. We'll get into that in just a bit. But it is bringing paddleball to the U.S. for the first time and to New York City for the first time in an event that will be held, a special tournament, October 9th through the 15th at Woolman Rink in Manhattan. We're going to talk a lot more about this. I'll introduce these gentlemen in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at what makes this sport so unique and what New Yorkers are in for. Well, as you can see, paddle is a fast-paced, exciting sport, and here to talk more about it and this partnership and bringing it to the United States for the first time, Fabrice Pastor, the head of A1 Paddle, Randy Levine, of course, of the New York Yankees, and Infinity Sports CEO and Yankees partner, Ike Franco. Fabrice, let me start with you, and I kind of jokingly at the start said paddle and padel. We know around the world it's known as padel, but it will be paddle in the U.S. And can you talk about that and the excitement that comes with bringing it to U.S. soil?
Yeah, well, hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you to be here. It's paddle around the world. Padel is one thing that was made here in the U.S. But, well, it's a very entertaining sport. We're now in 26 countries next year. And obviously, I want to thank Randy Levine to make all this happen and Ike Franco, because I think it's a dream for us to come to the U.S. And it's the most growing sport in the history of sports after soccer. We are in 4 continents now, we can say, and want to go to the 5th one, but the US is most important one for us this year and next year.
Randy, let's talk a little bit about the partnership here. Yankees always have unique partnerships. What made this one stand out?
Thanks, Bob. What made it stand out to me was Fabrice Pastor. I didn't know anything about paddle. Now it's the worst because I know enough to be dangerous. But you know, when we were approached, Ike introduced me to Fabrice, and he's just an incredible person. He was one of the great paddle players in his own time.
Not that great.
He started A1 Paddle because other organizations he felt weren't treating the players in the appropriate way. He has the most incredible relationship with them. And I looked and saw that paddle, just as he said, it was the fastest growing sport in the world, and played intensely pretty much in Europe, South America, and Africa, but not here. So we at the Yankees are always looking for strong investments that our brand can help bring sports to the core. And this one matched, especially with Fabrice, because he's iconic in this area.
Ike, the energy of this sport is really something that catches people's attention, makes them want to play it. When you look at the sport and the chance to really grow it from the ground up, how do you see it growing exponentially?
Well, the U.S. market, we all know, is one market that sports resonates with the sports enthusiast and fan base. This sport allows individuals to play at different levels. You have the pros who you're going to see come to New York, and they're going to play this sport like no one has ever seen a sport played before. You have a lot of people who would like to participate in the sport. The reason why the U.S. market has been slow to adapt this sport is because of the availability of court space. Our goal is to introduce it first in Central Park and Wilmer Rink, to have the fan base come out and see it. At the same time, we're going to build grassroots around the sport, allow people to have access to courts all over the country, academies where kids could play at a very young age. The reason why the Europeans are so successful in this sport is they started playing when they were 10 years old. Our goal and our job is to really allow the kids to play at a young age, but also to be part of a ecosystem that we want to create. At these events, at these tours, there's going to be a lot of merch being sold. There'll be product that people could try to understand what makes the sport so special, the exposure to the sport. We're thinking that this sport, once given the exposure, it's going to become one of the most fastest growing sports in the U.S.
Well, let's open this up to the media if we have any questions out there. Go ahead, Randy. Yep.
This was a big effort from a lot of people to put this together. Everyone at A1 Paddle and Fabrice's organization, Infinity. Especially want to thank Sarah Lawarty, who works for Ike, who's done an incredible job. But this is going to be at Woolman Rink, which is in Central Park, in the middle of New York City. So we encourage everybody to come out. It's going to be in October. What are the exact dates?
October 9th to the 15th.
9th to the 15th. The finals will be on the 15th. Yes is going to broadcast it. There may be other broadcasting partners, but the fact that it's in Central Park in the heart of Manhattan shows that this is going to be a really, easily accessible event. Ticket prices, as you will see, will be very
Randy, they're
affordable.
going on sale today on Tixar /A1 Paddle, and we expect a tremendous turnout.
All right, let's open it up to the media. Any questions that anybody here might have? Yes, please.
Hi, this is for Fabrice. I saw an earlier interview you did where you mentioned the social aspect of this game. I was wondering if you could just elaborate a little bit on kind of how this sport helps bring people together.
Thank you. Yes, it's so easy to play paddle. The racket sports usually takes 8 months to a year and a half to enjoy it really. Paddle in 2 weeks. I know people that are non-sports people and they enjoy it a lot. And I think that was why it become so fast one of the biggest sports in the world.
Anybody else in the room? Yes, sir.
Thank you. Fabrice, paddle has obviously enjoyed so much success abroad, overseas. How much of a shot in the arm is it for the Yankees to be the organization that brings paddle to the United States?
How much what?
How much of a shot in the, how much does it boost?
Oh, well, imagine. I mean, it's a dream come true for us to be with an organization like the Yankees. It's unthinkable. So that's why for us it's going to be a challenge, and we're going to be up to the challenge and help in any way we can. But I'm sure that with Randy at the command and Ike, we will be fine in the US. We will be perfect.
Thank you.
Anybody else in the room?
Hello, I just want to ask, how has social media helped the growth of the sport and get this out here and get it out to all the people here in America and just all over the world?
I mean, we need to start working with social media here with influencers, I believe, like we do in Europe and in Africa. So it's just going to be along the road, but it's going to be made very soon. We do that. We use influencers, and we have a lot of followers all around the world. Now we have to hit the US, and I think TV is important also to help that outcome.
Anybody else in the room? Michael Margolis, you have somebody over there?
We do. We have questions from foreign journalists. This one comes from Lorenzo Casanica from Paddle Magazine. Is there any possible agreement with Premier Paddle FIP to have only one professional tour?
It's a thing that I said all the time. We're willing to sit down and talk, but that never happened on the other end. So we will continue to do as well as we're doing and to work for Paddle.
A couple of follow-ups from him. Can you describe the future of paddle in the U.S. in the short and medium term?
So, as everybody understands, the world of paddle right now is a global sport, but yet not in the U.S. Our objective is to do exactly what we do in the culture of the U.S., is to nurture the sport, to create opportunities for people to participate. We are going to have other tournaments in the U.S. this coming year, and next year we'll probably add a few more tournaments. So these tournaments will make the awareness grow in a major way. The other part of it, as I mentioned it earlier, building it from the grassroots. And that's really going to be the ultimate test to how big we will create this sport in this country.
He also had one more. Any chance for a paddle event at Yankee Stadium?
We're going to start small at Bowman Rink, and hopefully in a couple of years we can do it here.
Excellent. We have another one also from Nico Campos from A1 Paddle. Randy, what does it mean to hold a professional paddle tournament in the U.S. for the very first time in A1 Paddle history in such an iconic place like New York?
Thrilled to do it. Obviously, we wouldn't put our brand and our name behind it if we didn't think it made a lot of sense. And, you know, it's proven successful all over the world. Fabrice has proven successful all over the world. And, you know, we've done this before when we partnered with New York City Football Club. City Football Group owns Manchester City and soccer football teams all over the world partner with us because they believe we know New York. And I think Fabrice believes the same thing. Putting our brand together, if we believe in something, we can make things really work. So we're excited. We're here because we think there's a tremendous opportunity to get involved early and to help build it here in the United States.
Thank you. This one goes to Fabrice. Do you think this tournament will change the future of A1 on the global stage to reach every corner of the world?
I think we're writing history here. I think to come to the US with the Yankees and with Infinity, I think it's going to be a mark in history of sports and obviously in A1 Paddle and in Paddle.
Excellent. And another one for you, Fabrice. Do you expect there to be any other surprises on the calendar this season for you?
3 days ago, we signed with Bahrain Grandmaster. But I think the big news right now is the New York Yankees involvement, New York and the United States.
Excellent. And a final one for you, Randy. What do you think is the impact of having a giant in the industry, such as the Yankees organization, getting involved in supporting the A1 project?
Again, time will tell. We'll see. But, you know, we have a pretty good history of success in business, and we believe in this product. We think it's going to be very well accepted here because it's been accepted all over the world. And it's just a question, as Ike said, of building. It's going to take time. We're starting with this tournament in a very modest way, but we believe a lot of it, and it's going to be growing over time. And I want to thank the people at Bowman Rink for providing the venue. I want to thank the New York City Parks Department for sanctioning the venue, and I think it's going to be an exciting time here.
Thank you.
Is that it for the questions, Michael?
That is it.
Okay, great. Just one quick follow-up, because Fabrice has mentioned this in the past, how it shows the growth and popularity of the sport, that In Sweden and France, for example, thousands of courts were built in a very short amount of time because of the popularity. And Ike, you've touched on this, that certainly could happen in the United States as well.
Most definitely. Currently, there's hundreds of courts being built as we speak. There are different locations, different parts of if you go into Miami, there's several locations already being built for new courts. In Brooklyn, now boroughs, it's going to happen all over the country. The fact that this tournament's going to be played in these iconic cities is going to further enhance the awareness and have people want to play this sport and be involved. Academies are going to be very critical, as I said before, and we're up to this task. We're very, very committed to making this sport stick all over the country.
Get a couple quick final thoughts from you before we wrap it up, Randy.
No, I just want to thank Fabrice and A1 Paddle for letting us into the family, and we're excited to work with you to make this happen. And in a few years, it's going to be a tradition here in New York and in the United States.
Fabrice?
Just, thank everyone to be here. Thank everyone in the US that's going to help us grow. The academies are going to be very important. I believe that's so. And thank the Yankees and Ike Franco with Infinity to make all this happen. Thank you.
Gentlemen, thank you. And thanks to everybody for joining us, both here and abroad. And again, tickets can be bought, as Ike said, at tixer.com/A1Paddle. And you can go to A1PaddleGlobal.com for more information. Again, thanks for joining us. Look forward to seeing you October 9th through 15th at Woolman Rink in Manhattan. Take care.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.